What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JBuck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and of course, ridiculous. And I was able to check out a movie a little bit early. It's coming out this weekend. Movie theaters are in full force. I believe it's coming to hopefully your movie theater if it's open, but it's a new space traveling get to a new planet movie called Voyagers. A crew of astronauts on a multi-generational mission descend into paranoia and madness, not knowing what is real or not. So is this new Voyagers movie a perfect space movie you should check out this weekend? Let's find out. But before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you thought of Voyagers. If you've seen it, you've seen the trailers, you're very much intrigued about this new Tye Sheridan and Lily Rose Depp movie, let me know in the comments down below. Now, let's get into some of the good. So right off the bat, I'm gonna give a disclaimer. I didn't watch any trailers. I knew nothing about this movie. That's what I want to try to do this year, is certain movies I don't watch anything of. So I went into this one completely blind, and it's, you know, kind of your stereotypical space type movie. But the one thing that really stood out to me, or not necessarily stood out, but one of the pros rather, was Tye Sheridan and Lily Rose Depp. Again, each of them really holds their own. Each of them takes this different kind of role in the spacecraft, in the movie, in leadership essentially, but also their chemistry together I thought really played off of one another, where they're not seeing eye to eye, kind of working together, kind of have the same motives or objectives by a certain point in the movie. So I thought that those two on screen, the talent really bounced off of one another that I thought worked and whatnot. So I really liked that because it mirrored, or it bounced well off of kind of the idea, the lore, what they are doing in this movie. I mean, you've maybe seen it a time or two or 10 or 17 of the Earth is running out of resources, we need to send people into space, and they need to colonize a new planet and whatnot. But the one interesting part of this, not that, because it's tropey, we've seen it before, but the way that they kind of show how society is built. And if there aren't rules, if there isn't an agreement amongst people, whether or not your life is as valuable as my life, you can see how that system essentially breaks down. And they have inklings of that in here that I thought were interesting. But it doesn't, it's good, but I wish that they would have maybe ramped it up just a little bit more, of showing kind of the worst of the worst and the best of the best, of having an organized system and how each person really plays a role in that essentially spacecraft society. However, getting into the cons of Voyagers, man, this movie was straight up bland. This is white bread with mayonnaise. This is a bland space type movie because, like I mentioned a little bit in the pros, it's this running out of resources, we need to send people into space, these people are only going to be living on the spaceship, and you see how that really plays out. It's been done before. And then also the way that they have the system, the society, I really kind of like that different power level and the way that things broke down. But essentially what this movie is Lord of the Flies in space. That's basically what this movie is. And again, that's not a knock necessarily on the movie, because you could make an interesting idea out of that, but the thing that didn't land is none of it was outstanding. None of it really shined through the just bland gloss that was over top of it. From the plot, the characters, the initial setup, even the spaceship and the set design and everything, kind of the problems that these characters have to go with, or the crew really has to go throughout this movie. I mean, within the last 20 years, you've seen very similar plot points and pieces and just aesthetic choices in any other sci-fi movie. So this Voyagers doesn't do anything necessarily to stand out from the crowd and really ramp up some of those unique things that it had going for it. And, you know, I said Tye Sheridan and Lily Rose Depp I liked. Again, they weren't outstanding, but they stood out for myself. The other kind of antagonist character, Fionn Whitehead, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, as Zach, is again a very generic antagonist, evil type character. And his dialogue, okay, he's menacing. From the outer look and the slick back hair and greasiness and just kind of, he is a little bit menacing. but the way he delivers his dialogue is very, again, hitting on that bland aesthetic choice or gloss, and all of the other characters that are making up the crew, you know, they each have kind of a line here or there that they contribute. None of them are memorable at all. They are just pieces, they are extras, they are there to listen, listen, listen. Oh, it's my time to say a line. Listen, 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 my time to say a line. And again, I don't think that the script was really made for them to stand out, but they didn't really do anything to, again, break that mold of generic sci-fi space movie. And I think that that is the biggest problem of bland, but it didn't give us anything unique. Like I said, the spaceship has these long corridors, these kind of maze-like structures or rooms, and the way that it's really laid out and whatnot, but it's glossy, it's white, it's bright. You've seen this in, like I said, 20 years of sci-fi video games and movies and TV. You have seen this spaceship, you have seen this aesthetic. Maybe this is what the future sci-fi is going to be like, but it just, again, landed in this kind of, well, we've seen this already. We've seen this. And the plot does have some interesting pieces that it tries to steer into, tries to kind of almost give a misdirect, but it instantly reels it back into, again, a very tropey, stereotypical plotline, through line story of you know what's going to happen in this movie. It just, Voyagers, you had some potential. I'm not going to say a lot. There was some potential, and it just for myself. Overall, Voyagers is your space adventure, find a new planet that feels very bland. With it again having a couple standout performances from Tye Sheridan and Lily Rose Depp, and a few inklings of society that I liked, but with the bland nature, nothing unique, just wooden performances and aesthetic that you've seen time and time and time again. I gotta say, you skip out on Voyagers. Do not go out and see this movie. Do not waste your time. You turn on any other sci-fi movie, and it's probably gonna have bits and pieces that are a lot better than this movie. In closing, I'm going to give Voyagers 1.5 out of 5, trying to find a new planet. But what did you think of Voyagers? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you staying away from this one, or going to spend this weekend watching a different sci-fi movie to get a little bit more structure, substance, not so much blandness out of the movie? I want to know in the comments down below. I don't know. Seriously, if you liked it, let me know. I'm curious what you liked about it. Anyways, though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there, or right over there, you know, brand new content every single week here on the JBuck Studios channel. More reviews coming this weekend, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and a handful of Sundance reviews that I've been sitting on will be dropping next week. Stay tuned for all of that. Follow my social media. TikTok is the place to find me. Go and do that. Like this video, subscribe to the JBuck Studios channel, and until next time, we'll see you later.